next to give us some important gobble gobble history is what?
Hello, how's everybody doing today?
Great.
That's good. So, I am going to talk about the history of Thanksgiving, right? So, we all heard about all this amazing food, all this pies, all this turkey, all this amazing food, but where did it all come from? That's what I want to talk about. Yes, pie is also my favorite. That's a really great dessert. That's like what I'm looking. I like the turkey, but the pie. That's where it's at. So yes, let's go ahead and talk about the history of Thanksgiving. So many years ago, you know, and this ties a little bit about what we talked about yesterday. But many years ago, before the settlers came to the Americas, to the East Coast, um, there were many Native American tribes living there, um, and this area was mostly known what is what we now know as Massachusetts and Eastern Rhode Island. Um, Now, like Marcy said, there was this people that came over. There were the Pilgrims. They were English. They left on England on a ship called the Mayflower, um, and they left around 1620 or so. So, like I said, many years ago, there was 101 men, women, and children in this ship that's called the Mayflower. They traveled the ocean for 66 days, and they were actually supposed to land where New York City is located, but since it was very windy, they had to cut their trip short. So again, they arrived to what is now called Massachusetts. Um, they came over here because they wanted to start a new life in America. Um, they they settled over here. They tried to grow crops. Um, However, life was very difficult when they first got here. Especially the first winter, it was very cold. So they had a very hard time getting used to the cold. Um, so, the governor called William Bradford, he called for a day of fasting and prayer. Does anybody know where Massachusetts is located by any chance? Yes, it's fine. There's no wrong answers here. So if you don't know, it's really close to New York, actually. Um, Give me 1 second here. Um, it's it's New York, and then if you go like towards Canada, like so if you go up towards Canada, you will get to Massachusetts. So when the Pilgrims came, they were actually trying to go a little further down. But like I said, it was very windy and very cold, so they just had to get inland. They just couldn't afford um, to spend any more days traveling. Um,
Ooh,
so and as you can tell, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
there's a really good question in chat about fasting. What is fasting?
Fasting. Okay, so fasting, what um, that is actually not eating. You know, so that's actually usually fasting. People uh, will hold off from eating and sometimes even drinking. You know, They do this to well, nowadays they people have many reasons, but back in the day they did it because it was so cold and the food was so so there was so little food and so little drinks that they just couldn't eat like everybody. Like if right now if you go to your kitchen you can eat something, right? They couldn't do that, because it was way too cold. So they had to like hold it off a little bit. um well, as you can tell, they soon started dying of hunger. They tried to grow crops like Marceline talked about. They tried to harvest food, and they tried to grow corn, and they tried to grow many different items, such as and sorry, I had it right here. Yeah, so corn, beans, and anything that they were trying to grow, anything, tomatoes, but they couldn't because the cold weather was making life very, very difficult. So it was very difficult for them when they first arrived. So what happened? How come they were able to make it? How come, they were able to succeed and settle? And then, yes, exactly. The Native Americans helped them. Um, so yeah, they decided to help the pilgrims. They were used to the weather. They knew what crops were gonna grow. So there's particular Native American called Esquanto, um, and he belonged to the Wampanoag tribe. Um, he saw them struggling, and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna help you guys out. I see you struggling. We have food. Um, I'm gonna help you guys out." And then not only that, he showed them how to hunt, how to fish, and how to grow corn, you know, because it was very different from what they were used to. So because of that, um, they were able to grow corn, they were able to harvest. So they had lots of food. They were very happy because they were able to eat. Um, so, in a way to thank the Native Americans, they wanted to celebrate with the feast. So they were like, "Hey, you showed us how to hunt. You showed us how to get food. You showed us how to grow our corn. Um, we want to, show you that we're thankful for what you showed us." So what they did is they prepared this big dinner, with all sorts of food, all this corn, all the harvest, the turkey, everything. Um, so yeah, so this was known as the first Thanksgiving ever, because they were so relieved, because imagine you're, facing hunger, you're cold, your food is not growing, there's all these things happening, and then there comes these people and they help you out. So I will be really thankful if somebody helped me out. So that's how they showed how thankful they were to them. Um, Now, if we fast forward to today, we still celebrate it, but we celebrate it with our families, and we call it Thanksgiving Day. So we use it as an opportunity to say thank you to our loved ones, to tell them how grateful we are that they're in our lives. And of course, my favorite part is that we get to eat turkey, corn, and pumpkin pie, and there's lots of food, and so yeah, so you get to eat a lot. So it's always celebrated the last Thursday of November. Some dates it changes, so it can be like the 27, it can be the 24, so it depends on the calendar, but it's usually the last Thursday of November. That's when we celebrate it. So now I want to ask everybody, like, what are you thankful for? What is something you are thankful for? Anybody can answer this question.
My mom.
Your mom, okay. Who else? Or who else? Family? Okay, that's good too. What else? It can be anything. Like I'm thankful I have my dog because he keeps me busy. Friends, yes, we should be thankful for our friends. Friendship as well, yes. Um, what else? Everyone who has helped us, right? Because it wouldn't be easy to be where we're at, right? Sometimes we need a little bit of help. Um, so now a quick question: what was the ship where the Pilgrims came in?
Mayflower.
The Mayflower. Then somebody in the chat says they're thankful to be healthy, right? Yeah, especially right now, right? With COVID, like um we're so thankful that we're healthy and we have our health, you know, um especially during these times. Um so yes, the Mayflower. Um where where did the Pilgrims first arrive?
Massachusetts.
Okay. How about yes, Massachusetts, correct. But where were they supposed to go?
New York.
New York. Okay, okay, okay. Now let's hear from somebody that hasn't participated. Um, who helped the Pilgrims when they were struggling? And remember, there's no wrong answers. The Native Americans, correct. And do you remember the specific name of the person that helped them out? It's hard. I can barely remember it myself, um, but yeah, there was this specific person that helped them out.
Is it Quanto?
Squanto, correct, correct.
Esquanto?
Yes, yes, yes. Um, yes, Esquanto helped them out. He was the one that showed them how to hunt, how to fish, how to grow crops. Um, yeah. So, what else? Does anybody have any questions?
No questions?
Anything? Who remembers how long do you have to cook a turkey?
Like, according to the size.
According to the size, right? So it can be like 3 hours, it can be 8 hours, it can be 5 hours. It just depends, how big your turkey is. Yeah, 8 hours, that's fine. Also, two. Um, the does is there a holiday similar like this? Yeah, yeah. You can drink champagne during Thanksgiving. You can drink champagne. You can drink wine. There's lots of sodas. There's juice too. Cranberry juice is very popular too. Um, do you guys have a holiday similar to this? In Taipei over there in Taiwan, is there something holiday that's like somewhat similar to this?
Maybe New Year?
New Year, okay. Yeah, where everybody gets together. Now, talking a little bit about COVID, like usually this type of holidays, involves a lot of people getting together, and everybody's like coming from different places. Some families travel. New Year's, also known as one of the most important, the New Year customs in Taiwan. Okay, the customs are quite a few. Okay, so what type of customs do you have for New Year's Eve?
We have some special foods in Chinese New Year, like 怡宝 is mean a packet food is pork with pork in the bread. Yeah.
Okay, okay, that sounds fun. Sounds good. Okay, what else? Yeah, it sounds really good actually. How about fireworks? You guys light fireworks on New Year's as well, or not really?
I think someone mentioned fireworks. I thought they said fireworks around New Year about a dragon,
Yeah,
right?
right. Yeah, can you tell us about that? Oh, you
Oh,
just
you
what?
just watch them. You
Okay.
don't like them. I see.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay, that's interesting. So yeah, going back to what I was saying, now with COVID, a lot of people, they do what we're doing right now. They do it over the internet, like we FaceTime our relatives, and, we see how they're doing, and we share what we're cooking. We try to keep it, as normal as possible. Um, so we can, keep the custom going. But yeah, COVID has changed things a little bit, but not too much. It's not too bad. um so yeah, so that's if anybody has any more questions, um that would like to ask or anything, or if you would like to know more about Thanksgiving. If not, then I'll just switch it over to my next teacher.
All right. So we talked about Thanksgiving. We've talked about 4th of July. We've talked about Halloween. And we have one more